in the beginning of his career, it was so left-sided with, like you said, racist commentators, and you got the old ball coach who had came out and said, oh, put him at running back or receiver. He can't play quarterback, and this, and that. And we had just saw him in college play the quarterback just so well that just I think he won America over, and he just became a golden boy child to where you just could not criticize him anymore. But now, as this premium quarterback who has won several MVPs and done all of that, like, you have to be able to criticize him when he plays bad, and he was terrible. And you got his coach coming out, what was that, either before the season or after week 1, saying that he's the best thrower of the quarterback in NFL history. Just look at the numbers and all of this dummy like who are you trying to fool here? So, of course, this past weekend, Kansas City Chiefs, Baltimore Ravens played. We know what happened. Kansas City Chiefs won. And, here goes the thing. We've talked about this in the past. And I kind of broke this open. And I would like to think I was one of the first people who talked about this. And I think you can know where I'm going with this, with the Lamar Jackson thing.
I don't know yet. I'm intrigued.
Well, I've said it several times about...
We haven't said it yet tonight. Wait, what's our point?
And the thing is, man, and I love Lamar. Lamar's a Florida boy. I love Lamar. I'm a Florida boy, right there from, you know what I mean? I want to see Lamar. If my Chiefs can't win, if Patrick Mahomes can't win, I would like it for it to be Lamar Jackson to win, okay? But there is something there with Lamar that the people just do not want to admit. And it's there plain as day. And every big game, whether it's a playoff game, whether it's a big game in the regular season against Mahomes or whatever, it's and even if you just want to attribute it to bad luck or whatever it is, it's something there. He doesn't have it. Now in this game he played bad. It's just plain as day.
Again, and the last big game he had was in Buffalo in the playoffs. He had 2 turnovers early. Yeah, I mean,
and this was a 2 turnovers early.
I agree with you in this sense. It's like, when has Lamar been in a high leverage game with a great opponent and he's just played great? Like just one of those games where you're just like, damn, he did everything he could.
Yeah,
it hasn't happened. There's always something there that a mistake, just something that's not top notch out of him. He just never come into a major game and just played a great game.
No, 100%. And and there's this thing, like I said on the show one time before, where in the beginning of his career, it was so left-sided with, like you said, racist commentators, and you got the old ball coach who had came out and said, oh, put him at running back or receiver. He can't play quarterback, and this, and that. And we had just saw him in college play the quarterback just so well that just I think he won America over, and he just became a golden boy child to where you just could not criticize him anymore because of the criticism so much early in his career that was so off base, that had, racial ties to it and all of that stuff. And we recognized that from the beginning. But now, as this premium quarterback who has won several MVPs and done all of that, like, you have to be able to criticize him when he plays bad. And he was terrible. And you got his coach coming out, what was that, either before the season or after week 1, saying that, he's the best thrower of the quarterback in NFL history. Just look at the numbers. And all of this dummy shit, like who are you trying to fool here? You know what I mean? And it's just they have to tighten that up. You got Derek Henry, he got the dropsies this year. I don't know what's wrong with that. Maybe that's a showing of age or what have you. And then in these big games, they don't give him the attempts. I don't know if this is that they don't trust him, or they want to show Lamar as a passer. Maybe it's an ego.
I felt this particular Sunday, the game kind of got a little away from them, and it just wasn't going to be a game where you could keep him involved heavily. That could he have been used a bit more? Yeah, But I just the way that game evolved, I just didn't think it was going to be a situation where kind of running the ball was going to be something that could happen consistently.
Yeah, but that seems to be always the case for them in these big games. Now I understand you got the early turnovers and then the game slips away. That's kind of the motto. But you got to kind of
at Buffalo, it went well. I mean, Henry had a very good game. He did have the huge, massive fumble that when it hurt him badly, but he was staying involved in that game and very much a part of the plan.
Yeah,
you know. Now you're spot on. I mean, at this point, you have to ask questions of like, what is going on? You can't so consistently come up short where your personal performance is a big part of the failure on so many of these occasions. It's got to be better. It's fair to criticize him for that and to question, like, and we talked about Doc Rivers, like when he became coach of the Bucs, that like he brings a baggage of defeat with him. I almost feel psychologically Lamar is kind of in a similar situation. He's had these critical turnovers, poor games in the biggest spots enough that there's no way that as he goes into a game, a big game, that he's not fighting in his own head to find confidence, to find whatever. And another thing that I don't recall seeing from Lamar, maybe you have, but sometimes like a great player will make a mistake or two and then they just hit fuck you world. And they just take over. And just that you might have thrown 2 picks, might have had a dumb fumble, but for the rest of this game, I ain't making another mistake. And they just will themselves to that.
That's not him.
I don't think I've ever seen that performance from him.
Not even just that performance, but just that attitude.
Yeah.
When he makes 1 or 2 mistakes, it's helmet slash. He's down. He's you know what I mean. It's like he's depressed almost.
And that's why
instead of motivated.
And that's why I feel like he is carrying like an emotional psychological baggage at this point, because it's been so many times in his career in these games that it hasn't gone right for him, and that he's giving into that, you know, kind of woe is me or defeatist mentality in those moments. You know, he doesn't roll over and die, but he definitely kind of just does that. But you don't, you know, I mean, the best of the best, they've got that thing where they could screw something up and it's almost like they know they got to make it right today, now, and they'll, you know, find that way.
And this is 2 years in a row. The Baltimore Ravens, by all accounts, has the best roster in the NFL. There just aren't any excuses. And you can't be the one. You can't be the one.
Yeah. Well, I know they made multiple comments though, like they were pretty ravaged on the defensive side.
Yeah, they had some injuries.
Particular game.
But the Chiefs had some injuries too, and some suspensions and all of that. So it's like that's what I'm saying. It's there's no excuses there, man.
But let's flip this a little bit.
Go ahead.
I'm kind of liking the Chiefs' young receivers.
Oh, on the Chiefs side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that number 80 continues to make some plays.
Remember the first week we talked about it? It was after the first game.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, these receivers, and but I was like, that is that one that came over from New England. That's him, Daquan Thornton. He's a Florida boy as well.
Yeah.
And yeah. He's nice. Now, but the thing is, when you get all of your guys back, the other guys slot into place.
Yeah, for
sure.
Like
Juju can't be your number one receiver.
No.
But if he's 3 or 4, all of a sudden he's
good 3 or 4.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you watch that game, like again, Thornton continued to. It's Thornton his name.
Yeah.
He continued to make some plays. Juju had a nice game. Worthy was involved, and Brown got his first touchdown of the season.
Yeah.
So you really, and then you're adding in maybe 4 more weeks or whatever. Rasheen Wright,
their actual
Rice.
number one receiver.
Yeah. So you kind of have 5 guys right now that can play. Also, kind of takes a little bit off of the, you know, we need Kelsey to be old.
It
Kelsey.
takes a ton off.
Yeah,
it takes a ton off. Now Kelsey could just become like this, whatever, a safety valve when you need a go-to first down.
I think he had 4 or 5 catches, so it wasn't like he was disappeared.
Right.
But there wasn't that like, you know, it's 3rd down.
Kelsey
He's
or
really
nothing.
The only guy we trust.
Right.
So I was really, this could mark a significant turning point for the Chiefs season.
And the running game is still terrible, but the 7th round running back, he's getting more in the game. He's getting more touches. He looks good. Isaiah Pacheco, is near done for him. It's funny because we get these running backs towards the end of the draft. That's kind of like Vrabel's. That's kind of like his thing, and Vrabel's thing. But
You mean Veach?
I'm sorry, Veach.
Yeah.
And after a couple of years, it's like they just flame out.
Yeah.
And now you're struggling to get rid of him there. So I don't know, but Pacheco is still young, but I mean it's like his punch is gone.
Pacheco was not going to be long for the league.
His running style.
The running style.
Yeah.
Just too many collisions.
Yeah.
Too many collisions. Too much, trying to run hard through traffic and stuff. And I mean, that's a skill that's important,
Yeah.
but it's not good for longevity. Like,
Yeah.
you have to find a balance between running hard and running somewhat safe. You can't hunt contact every carry you get.
And that's him.
And that's what he does.
He's not even looking for the open hole.
Right.
He's looking for the guy on the opposite team.
Right. Exactly. Hey, get him in the weight room, make him a fullback, and he'll lead the way for somebody else, picked up in the late rounds of the draft. Yeah. But no, again, he was kind of intriguing when he first came on, but I'm like, this is not sustainable.
Yeah.
You just can't do this. He's not a super big guy either.
No, he's just, I guess, tough.
Yeah.
And he is. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, like you said, that's just it's not sustainable, man.
Yeah.
No, that's for sure. That's for sure. All right. And they have the Jags this week. That's just your son's favorite team.
My son will be there.
Oh, he will be there.
Yeah.
What, he got season tickets now? Or
Nah,
something?
this will be his third game.
What, does he know the owner?
Nah, he's going back on tour in November.
Yeah.
So he's really making a concerted effort to see as many
As
as
much
he
as he
can.
can.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the plan.
Okay. Well, worst of luck to him.
And Jags, they looked good. They went out to the West Coast,
Yeah.
played the 49ers.
Yeah.
They kind of, had the lead, the upper hand throughout the game.
Well, they have a strong defense right now. It's up to the season. They have a top 10 defense.
Generating a lot of turnovers.
Yeah.
I saw them play the Texans live. I think they picked off CJ at least twice and might have got a fumble somewhere.
Yeah.
And then they created multiple turnovers with the 49ers. And when you look at football, like, you can look at talent and matchups and this and that, but so many games are going to be decided by penalties and turnovers.
100%.
Knocking yourself behind the chains or just straight up giving the ball away, and what that does to the other team. That's really the key thing that you got to look at when you're trying to win consistently.